and the navigator, Ricardo Torres.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for being here.
No
Always
problem.
a pleasure.
Yep.
Always a pleasure. The best times I have of the week is when Ricardo's in here in the studio and we're chopping it up. So here we go. We got the new song from Mr. Brandon Hart, Stay Here. I'm putting this song on here tonight for a friend, uncle, family member, a guy that is certainly going to be missed in our family, Cameron Overfield. So rest in peace, brother. That's all I got to say, man. We miss you. We love you.
I've been up all night trying to figure this out. I drank a half a bottle of whiskey, sat down on my couch. Couldn't believe what they were talking about when someone said they found you dead at your house. And how could this be true? I still need you. I can't believe that I'll never see you. It must have been so bad I can't begin to even try to explain what you've been through.
You know, it's the first time that I actually listened to
There's no way out, only a way.
It's a good song, huh?
You should have stayed here. I could have saved you. Well, I've been up all night trying to figure this out. I wrote a million different words to let you know how I felt. Nothing really sounds special enough, and they don't have the words to tell how it was when you should have stayed here. I could have saved you. There's no mistake that we couldn't work through. Nobody hates you. They want you safe, dude. You left me all on my own. I can't replace you. There's no way out, only a way through. You should have stayed here. I could have saved you. I've been up all night trying to figure this out. I wrote a million different words to let you know how I felt. You should have stayed here. I could have saved you. I'm sorry, brother. I wish I could have done more. I miss you. I will always love you. You will always hold a space in my heart. This song is for you. Until we meet again. There's no way out, only a way through. You should have stayed here. I could have saved you. I've been up all night trying to figure this out. I wrote a million different words to let you know how I felt. You should have stayed here. I could have saved you.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Had the levels down a little bit there. I'm always screwing up. But hey, that's the whole fun of this thing.
Yep. That's part of the learning process.
Making mistakes, screwing it up, getting back on the horse, going back after
Yep.
it again. Anyway, that was the new one from Brandon Hart. That was kind of a timely one. Again, it's for Cameron. It's for you, brother. Miss you. Always love you. And the world won't be the same without you.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to, again, unfortunately, I guess the same thing that we've been kind of dwelling
Going
on
over.
here.
But it's crazy. It's like you think that it's gonna come to an end, and it's like
Yeah.
what shit happens, and
Yeah, and you know, to everybody who lost somebody today in Kabul, Afghanistan, you know, I mean, it doesn't mean anything, but our hearts do go out to you. And I just feel like it's so senseless and so pointless to have spent so much money, resources, human life,
yeah,
and sacrifice of, you know, the men and women in our military, the people of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And what was it for?
Yeah.
What did it do?
Nothing. It's just like a quick withdrawal by the U.S. and then leaving back all the
I mean,
Afghans.
I'm no military general, but I mean, I'm of the mindset that, I mean, we could have sent a SEAL team in there
Oh yeah.
and had, you know, if bin Laden was in fact the one behind all this, and, you know, I mean, you look at it, I mean, it was the Saudi Arabians were the ones that were, you know, that carried out the act of 9/11.
Yeah.
It wasn't Afghanis. And I think that we knew that bin Laden was not in Afghanistan a long time before we I mean, you're talking about a 6'5" Arab man on a dialysis machine.
Yeah.
And they said he was in a cave. Okay, maybe you got a generator, but the dude had to have a dialysis machine. That's a pretty complicated deal when you're going through dialysis. I mean, that's not like something you just do out in a cave.
No.
I mean, and I said that from the beginning. I was like, the dude's on, I mean, he's on dialysis. I mean, how is he doing that? I mean, okay, sure, you could potentially do that out of a cave if you were well enough equipped, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you got to look at these guys. I mean, these are dudes running around in dresses and shit. And I mean, they obviously, I don't know, maybe they had well water, and I don't know. I think he was in Pakistan the whole time. We knew about it, and we just wanted to perpetuate this war because, number one, there is a rich vein of lithium in Afghanistan that's been being mined for the last 20 years at an expedited rate. You have the poppy fields being guarded by U.S. soldiers. What's that for? Morphine, oxy. Who's that perpetuating? Big Pharma. Yeah. I mean, it's one of these things where you kind of look back in hindsight and you got to go, okay, well, who profited from this? Yeah. Why did this go on for so long?
What is the real reason we're there?
Right. Yeah. And same with Iraq. Yeah. We had no reason to go to Iraq. They manufactured the WMD thing. Yeah. And guess who did that? Mr. Robert Mueller, the guy who was going to take Trump down. The walls are closing in. The walls are closing in. The guy who got up and said that there was WMDs in Iraq when there weren't.
There was nothing. It's crazy.
And then you watch Bush at that, you know, at that White House correspondence dinner where he's doing the whole sketch where he's like looking up his ass. Nope, no WMDs there. And they're all laughing. Ha, 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 ha. We destroyed a whole country. Isn't this funny? Imperialism at its best. No. I mean, just so he could go and perpetuate daddy's war that he got embarrassed in back in the day, you know? Yeah. I mean, you know, and not to say Hussein was a good dude. No. Just like Gaddafi. Gaddafi was not a good dude, but you know what? He wanted to go off the... Yeah. He wanted to separate himself from the petrodollar. And have a gold-backed currency, and that was the end of him. Yeah, that's why that was the end of him because we really did not care. It was not a humanitarian effort, and we always make it into that. Yeah, the United States is very good at that. They make it into that. You know, it's always let's play on everybody's emotions and say, oh well, we're taking care of these poor people that are under this brutal dictatorship. Well, how come now? Yeah, why now? And then you see the likes of Hillary Clinton. We came, we saw, he died. You know, and now they have open slave markets in Libya. Oh my God. I mean, yeah, well, that's a great victory. Good job, America, world police.
And don't forget that COVID is still raging on everywhere around the world.
Oh yeah, and it's picking up, and homelessness is on the rise. Exponentially. I mean, all this money, I mean, $300 million a day, man. Yeah. Can you imagine? No. I can't even imagine that amount of money. No. I mean, $3 million is a lot of money. 300,000 is a lot of money. I mean, $300 million a day on this war for 20 years running on the American taxpayer dime. Yeah. That's debt that your children, my children, their children's children, it's going to keep going. And people don't understand the concept of money and the way that this system works, because without debt, we don't have any money. So it just has to keep escalating and perpetuating.
No, but it's the crazy thing that right now it's like my children and then my children's children, and it just keeps going. It's crazy.
It's never going to, it can't end, because if debt ends, then we don't have money. Yeah. And that's the crazy part of it. I mean, if the credit card companies were to call in their debt tomorrow,
Yeah.
there's not enough currency
Yeah.
out there to cover that debt.
Yeah.
And what happens then? People's cards don't work at the
Yeah.
bank. People's cards don't work at the gas station. People's cards, you can't withdraw your money from the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, it completely freezes everybody up. I mean, and everybody wants to talk about these stupid stimulus packages. I guess from what I understand, they passed
Yeah.
the next one for
Last
another
one.
$3.5 trillion. That's great. Think about that.
No,
Three and
it
a-
wasn't needed. It's like,
No, it's stupid.
yeah.
But we have to do it
Yeah.
because if it doesn't happen, then money doesn't exist. And everybody wants to say that they're printing the money.
Yeah, no.
They're not printing $3.5 trillion.
No way.
They're not. It's not
It's
happening.
like all in a computer is like,
Yep, there's one guy,
That's
and he
it.
goes doop, and off it goes to Wall Street.
yeah.
And I didn't see anything in it about any more stimulus money for anybody or anything like that. And now we've got this vaccine that now they're talking about having to have a third shot and potential, periodical boosters.
For the rest of our lives. So it's
Yeah, and San Francisco, New York City, you can't go
Yeah,
into a
anywhere.
restaurant or a business or anything. Okay, and so they want to talk about how. Let's get into something here. They want to talk about how making somebody show their ID to vote is racist, right?
yeah.
Okay, 65% of New York City is not vaccinated. What do you think the percentage of that is? Of that 65% that aren't vaccinated, what percent do you think are minorities?
Probably like 60, 70%.
It's probably a big, it's probably a big number. So you're telling me that this isn't racist? I mean, if you've got 65% of the city that's unvaccinated, and a city like New York, where you've got it's very diverse,
Yeah.
and you have a lot of minorities there, and now these are people that can't go into restaurants, they can't go into businesses, they can't go in
Yeah.
the bank, they can't. Nowhere. That's not racist.
Yeah.
And you have to have your vaccination card,
Yeah.
and you have to have a secondary ID to back up that your vaccination
Yeah,
card
it's
or
the
whaver
same.
form that you're using to say you got vaccinated, that it coincides with your other ID.
Yeah.
So to go into a restaurant now, you have to have two
yeah.
forms of ID, and one of them is that's completely fascist.
Yeah.
I mean, if the vaccine works, then who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? If you've got the vaccine, then you're fine, right? I mean, in theory.
Yeah.
But no, they're like, well, this thing. It didn't work that way with the polio
Yeah.
vaccine. It didn't work that way with measles, mumps, and rubella.
No.
The MMR vaccine, and none of those vaccines. If you got the vaccine, you're fine.
Yeah. No. And I think that
And if somebody else didn't, it's like, hey, whatever.
here in Wyoming, at least, we are protected from all of that. Because
Right. I still don't understand why they need school children to show those
Yeah.
vaccinations
Yeah,
as well. Because
it's-
if the other kids got it, then what's it matter?
Yeah.
I mean, why?
so stupid. I mean, it's
It doesn't make much sense. I mean, it seems to me like it's a matter of choice. I mean, it's your body.
yeah.
If you want to take the risk, which I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I've not had the jabs, but as we've discussed, I've already had it. You had it.
Yeah.
We know why you why you got the
Yeah.
vaccine. I mean, you had a new baby on the way, and
Yeah.
it was a responsible decision for you to make.
Well, and I was miserable, so I was like, could I rather be miserable again or just get the shot? I was like, I'd rather just get the shot.
Right. Yeah. And I guess I'm just kind of I don't know. I'm looking at what I've seen that says, and they're saying different things. You don't know who to believe.
Yeah.
And that's the tough thing too, is that, everybody wants to believe the cookie gnome and the CDC and the
Yeah.
WHO. And I mean, all they've done is lie.
Yeah.
And then now the Pfizer shot's been FDA approved.
Yeah.
But look at what the FDA has approved over there. I mean, they're not trustworthy.
Yeah.
It's all about that MONEY. That's all it is. Bottom line, they haven't had time to adequately test that and approve it. I mean,
You know what makes me laugh is that my wife got the Moderna vaccine. She didn't get the Pfizer.
right.
So now she's like, wait, so my vaccine isn't approved? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like,
But at the time, none of them were.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it didn't matter if you got J&J, Pfizer,
Yeah.
Moderna, whatever.
No.
None of them were. I mean, and I know for a lot of people, that's kind of a scary thing when you're
Yeah.
talking about mRNA. I mean, I know they've been working on that technology, or that type of medicine for a long time. It's been in the works, but
yeah,
it's not been proven.
exactly.
So it's kind of, and especially to have it, materialize that quickly.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. And then you got the Delta variant now that's just sweeping through the
my
country,
God.
and then they're saying, well, it doesn't work for that. And it's just like, well, what's going to be the next variant?
The Lambda virus.
yeah. Delta Lambda Chi, Auto Eta Pi, Delta Delta Snatch.
Yeah.
That's the Delta Delta Snatch variant is coming, ladies and gentlemen, to a fraternity house near you. Also, watch out for the clap, the drip, the whatever else, the glop, Delta Delta Snatch, ladies and gentlemen.
God.
When are we going to come out with a vaccine for the Delta Delta Snatch variant?
Every 6 months.
Yeah, every 6 months, Delta Delta Snatch.
Yeah.
Or Auto Eta Pi.
And you know what? It's like every 6 months there will be people who still don't get vaccinated, and then they catch the new
Right, or the
variant,
people
so-
that have been
Yeah.
vaccinated catch it. I mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
many people I've seen that have been vaccinated that do have it now.
Exactly.
I mean, my mom was telling me about a friend of hers today that she was vaccinated and she's got it.
Yeah.
And she did the Pfizer.
Yeah.
And she's in the hospital right now. I mean, so it's like, I don't know. I don't know that there's ever been a record of anything like this happening where they come out with this miracle vaccine or whatever, and then people that are taking it are getting sick. I mean, I've seen doctors. I saw a lady who was a surgical tech. She took it. Single mother, good shape, non-smoker, didn't drink, and the second shot, I mean, her liver went so far south in a day that she died. I mean, they said it wouldn't have mattered if they would have had a liver transplant for her.
Yeah.
By the time they got her to the hospital that night, she was done. Next day she was dead. I mean, they said her liver levels were, I mean, she had like the liver of a 70-year-old, bottle of whiskey a day alcoholic. And now I don't, now who's to say that shot had anything to, I mean, they said that she was taking a lot of acetaminophen, which is not good for your liver.
Yeah.
And you can definitely overdose on that stuff. I don't take it personally because it really bothers me. I try not to take anything, to tell you the truth. Maybe a little naproxen sodium, they leave. That's about all I'll ever take. But, and if I am in absolute pain, I try to just stay away from all of it. But, so who knows? I mean, I'm not saying that her death was, consequential of the vaccine, but it was coincidental for sure that the day that she gets the second, and she'd been complaining after the first one about nausea and all this other stuff and not feeling well. And it could be an anomaly.
Yeah.
People are going to take things differently, I suppose, but it's kind of crazy to see somebody who was in the medical profession,
Exactly.
in good shape,
And then
takes care of themselves, and second shot that day, done.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something that was culminating. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't have. All I know is what I saw and what I watched on, on a doctor's website about it. And who knows? But it's a scary time. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, you could just as quickly be blown up by a fucking terrorist bomb.
Yeah.
Go back down to Afghanistan thing. Now we've got ISIS is back.
Yeah.
ISIS is back, ladies and gentlemen. How about that, huh?
Yeah. ISIS and the Taliban.
Yeah, hey, welcome back, ISIS. Al Qaeda's
Fucking
next.
A.
Yeah, ISIS K. That's what they are now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ISIS Kabul or if it's
You know what?
ISIS. I don't even know
I
what.
just hate the Taliban. It's like just fucking blow them all up and just
Well, and that's the thing is that
yeah.
Jocko Willink had it right the other day when he got on Instagram, and he said, "Listen, here's the deal: we're taking over every major airport in Afghanistan, and we're getting our people out. And if you want to interfere with us, you're going to die.
Yeah.
You're not going to interfere with us. We're getting our people out, and we're getting out everybody who wants to leave. We're taking them out, and we're leaving the country with them. And if you want to interfere,
Then
you're going to
die.
fucking die."
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, why in the hell do the Taliban want to keep these people there? I mean, why?
It's like
Just so they can torture them?
Yeah, exactly.
So they can kill them, so they can make examples out of them? Because that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
As soon as we're gone, that's what they're going to do. They're going to start pulling people out of their homes, and they're going to start hacking them up.
Yeah.
And they're going to start. I mean, it already happened once with one man. He got hung, and then they hacked him up. They killed his family except for his 10-year-old daughter, and they took off with the 10-year-old daughter. The Taliban did. That's what we've done, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if for nothing else, for that 10-year-old girl,
Yeah.
we should be in there. And we should have been taking care of this the whole time. 20 years, and these guys are still around, 75,000 strong.
No.
How is that?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. I do not even understand how we go in there to take these assholes out, and there's only 75,000 of these goddamn ass wipes. And it's
And
not
we-
like they're trained.
No.
It's not like, I mean, they don't even know how to use a firearm. I was watching them. I was watching them the other day, and the one guy's standing there, and he's got he's got that fucking Kalashnikov folded across his, and and the barrel's pointed right at the leader.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my
the guy that's giving the statement is sitting there, and this dude's standing there. He's got his arms crossed, and that gun is. I mean, the rifle's pointed right at the
Oh my
dude.
God.
I mean, I watched another guy. He flipped his fucking rifle around, and he grabbed it by the barrel, and he's trying to beat this woman in the street with it. I mean, it's pointed right at
Yeah.
him. I mean, all he's got to do is hit that
Yeah,
trigger or
hit-
whatever.
yeah,
and
exactly.
I was hoping he was going to shoot himself.
Yeah.
I was hoping, well, if he hits that woman, I hope that fucking trigger goes off and he
Yeah.
shoots himself right in the gut. Because what better justice would that be?
Exactly.
I mean, these guys are just pieces of shit. I mean, there's going to be nothing but murder and rape,
Yeah.
and
I hate
and we were there for 20 years. 20 years, and it's the same place
Yeah.
it was when we went in.
Exactly.
So how does nation building work, people? Not very well.
That's not nation building.
That's what we were trying to do, though.
But that's just like letting the nation.
Well, we tried to, but I mean, I mean, I don't know if you've watched any of the. Have you watched any of the training videos?
I haven't.
These guys couldn't even do jumping jacks.
Okay.
This Afghani National Guard. I mean, they couldn't do jumping jacks. I mean, the American soldiers are sitting there trying to teach them how to.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, feet going one way, arms going. I mean, it's like, dude, really?
Yeah. It's
like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, this is going to go well. No wonder they just dropped everything and left.
Yeah.
The president gets on a plane.
Yeah.
He's out the door. I don't know. I'd probably be. I mean, they know that it's kind of weird though that there are 300,000 of them and 75,000 Taliban, and they run away. But I don't think they were ever trained. I don't.
No.
And quite honestly, I don't know if it's just really necessarily in the DNA. I mean, in America, it's all gung ho and hoo-ah.
Yeah.
I mean. You got a whole group of people that want to go fight, which I never have understood. But I tell you what, man, I mean, I've never wanted to go fight, but at 45 years old,
Yeah.
if they knocked on the door and said, hey, dude, can you get on a plane tomorrow?
Yeah.
Here's your fatigues, here's your firearm.
Yeah.
Put on your helmet. Shit. I'm probably, as long as I don't have to cut my hair, I'll put on the damn helmet. Let's go. I'd go over there. I mean, if for nothing else, to go get that 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that girl's worth it.
Yeah.
To go. I mean, think about the life that she's going to live now.
Yeah.
They're going to marry her to some 40-year-old, some guy my age that smells like goat piss that's been living in manure. And I mean, can you imagine how bad those dudes smell? I mean, I can't even imagine how bad they smell.
Just listening to you describe it, it's just like brings these feelings of hate and just it's like.
Yeah, and I don't want to hate, but you know what? I want to.
Yeah.
But what those people did, what those guys did to that man and his family. I mean, to kill him in front of his family, then kill all the family, and then take the 10-year-old girl. That's what's worth it to them, is to take a 10-year-old girl and let her watch all that, and then take her.
It's inhumane.
And I guarantee they've got her ready to get married off to, if she's not already married off to one of these jackasses. And here we sit, and 20 years goes by, and this is what we let happen. This is what we let happen. How pathetic is that, man?
Yeah.
I mean, really, and then you got this jackass president of ours, this moron. I mean, he's a complete doofus. He's up there, taking, he's almost like taking credit for everything.
No. This isn't something he should take credit
No.
for. There's nothing to take credit for.
No, not a thing. And, I mean, Trump, for all his downfalls, at least he had it set up to where the Taliban knew that we are going to get our people out, and we're going to get the people out that stood behind us, and we're going to get anybody else out. And then the troops are going to leave. And then you can have your merry-go-round goat fuck out here, You can go fuck each other in the butt.
Yeah.
I don't care, whatever. You know, I mean, really.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. I mean, they don't care. I mean, you know, they rape little boys, little girls. It doesn't matter to them. They don't
No.
care. They're just dirtbag pieces of shit.
But doing what Biden did in the middle of COVID, it's
Yeah.
like fucking
Oh,
crazy.
I know. Yeah. And, you know, it makes me wonder who was advising him and all
Yeah.
this too, because everybody knows the guy is a
Yeah.
mushhead. And I mean, that's fine. He's almost 80 years old.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
If I live to be 80, I'm probably going to be a mushhead too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
already a mushhead.
Hey, I already lost
You know?
10 years of my life.
Yeah,
so it's
I
like-
mean, I don't even know if I doubt I'll see 80.
Yeah.
And I mean, I damn sure wouldn't want to be running for the president of the United States
no.
at 77. It makes you wonder, like, who was pulling his string to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, at 77, I'd be going, hey, you know what?
yeah. It's like, just leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm going to go and just, I mean, the guy made $15 million in the 2 years right after he was out of office. 2 years that he was out of office as vice president, he made $15 million.
It's more than enough money.
It's more than he made in his entire career. I mean, why not just
Yeah.
sail off into the
Retire.
sunset?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, get a boat. Yeah, I'm sure he's got a boat. Probably a few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, take up some kind of a hobby. I don't know. Paint by numbers. Connect the dots. I don't know. I mean, Simon Says. Get him a Simon Says machine. You know, ding, 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 ding.
Whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Oh, crossword puzzle. No, you probably can't do it with crossword puzzles. Crossword puzzles are out. Sudoku's out.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh.
A jigsaw puzzle's probably out. Maybe like knitting or something.
Yeah. Whatever.
making cat sweaters. Who knows? Whatever.
Yeah.
Just you know, hey, go live your days out like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell me that guy at pushing 80 is really wanting to go through this every day.
Oh,
You
no.
can tell he doesn't. He walks up there, man, and I mean, now he does that high step and walk. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Where he steps way up in the air. I think it's
Yeah.
because he tripped going up those stairs that one day, man. He's like, I don't want to trip over anything else, man. So I'm just going to step high.
Oh
And
my
just
God.
step high. He's walking on flat ground. He's doing that monster walk like a Herman fucking Munster, you know. I watched him the other day.
Oh my God.
The Secret Service guy is pointing to him. He's like, over here, and he keeps doing that monster mash right past him, and he almost goes into the fucking bushes. And then he kind of looks around, and I found like a back way through or
Yeah.
whatever. I was just sitting there watching it. Oh my God. I feel bad for the
Yeah.
guy, kind of. I don't, because he's a racist, warmongering
Yeah.
piece of shit that's always been behind war, and he's always been behind racist policies. And he sent a shit ton of black men to prison for no fucking reason. So I really don't like him for that, but I do feel bad because I think he's been used in this whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they looked at him and they said, okay, well, this is the only guy that even has a chance against Trump, and
Yeah.
we're just going to lock him in a basement for 50 days, give him plastic surgery, and then have him
Yeah.
come out and babble a bunch of goofy shit, you know? Hey, Barack Obama, I believe in haberdashery. What?
Well,
Okay.
now that he's up there, it's like the question of whether he'll make it to the end of his first term. Because
You know, and honestly, he's probably the best bet, because the next two that fall in line are Kamala Harris
Yeah.
and then Nancy Pelosi. Can you imagine that?
No.
President Pelosi?
no. Oh
Hey,
my God.
Skeletor, what's the plan for today? You know, she's up there going, I'm going to eat some ice cream. Ice cream. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, with Chucky Schumer standing there. Oh, God, that day that I saw him at the fucking DCA airport, man, I'm sitting there with my kid, and he gets off the plane, and he's standing there 6 feet from me, and I'm looking at him going, oh, God, I wish I could just say what I want to say. I wish I could say what I want, and I'm like, don't do it, Mike, don't do it. Don't, just don't.
Yeah.
I just took out my camera phone and went click and took a little snapshot of him, put it away, and I just sat there. And Jackson looked at me and he's like, why'd you do that? And I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later. He's like, who was that guy? Dad,
you don't wanna know.
it doesn't matter, you know. That was right after, I think that was right after Trump started calling him Crying Chucky. When he got up there, he's like, doing those alligator tears
Yeah.
over the people of Mexico and everything. Yeah. You know, when he was saying build a wall
Yeah.
previously. I mean, they've all,
Which is
they
just-
all said it.
Yeah, it's like,
Obama was all about,
Yeah.
Obama deported more people than Trump did. Really? He bombed more people than Trump
Yeah.
did. He won a Nobel Peace Prize. Ran us out of bombs in one day.
yeah, that's a
Nobel
crazy thing.
Peace Prize. That's how you win a Peace Prize. Bomb the shit out of brown people. I'll tell you what, you do that,
Oh
you
my
get
God.
yourself a prize, kids. Just remember that.
Yeah,
Bomb the shit out of brown people and get yourself a prize. Deport brown people, get yourself
my
a
God.
prize. I mean, it's all about whether you got a D or an R in front of your name. And
yeah,
I mean, I mean, in this whole woke culture that we're living
Yeah.
into, I mean, this is,
Yes.
this is the biggest precursor to all this bullshit,
yeah,
this woke shit, this identity politics.
yeah.
It's all a bunch of horse shit, I mean, I think
agree.
everybody, I mean, I believe in equality. I don't believe in equality of outcome.
Yeah,
I believe that everybody should have an opportunity.
Yeah.
I definitely think that. And I think that everybody should be treated equally. But your outcome is going to be based on what you put into
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And yes, there is a lot of, there is a lot of racial disparity in this country. I mean, a child born here in Cody, Wyoming is not going to have to face the things that a child born in Watts or Compton
Yeah.
or the Bronx or
Yeah.
neighborhoods like that. I mean, it's granted it's just a fact. And how do you change that? I don't know.
no.
I don't know. I
you
wish
know
I
what?
had the answers.
But you know what? That's why I'm grateful we live in Cody, Wyoming, instead of in Compton. Or,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure, man. I mean, and
Especially now
but-
with COVID. It's like,
well, and
No,
it's why I have empathy for people that come up in those situations where
Yeah.
they don't have there's no hope, and there's, I mean, as a young man, you have a life of gang activity,
yeah,
or you have to be a 1 in a million with a jump shot like nobody's business to
Yeah.
get your ass out of there, because you're not going to have the same opportunities afforded to you.
yeah,
And I don't necessarily think that's right. I don't know what we do to change it. I don't know that reparations makes it go away. I don't know. I don't know how you I don't know how you take the playing field and you level it out. I wish I did, honestly. But I don't.
it's
It just
impossible.
but I think what it takes is compassion from people and
yeah. Understanding.
yeah, exactly. And when we live in a country that is just so
Divided.
hell bent on
Yeah.
money. That's it. It's about things that you have
Yeah,
and money, and that's it. And that's like, you're here for too short of a time.
yeah,
There's plenty for all of us, and I think that's something that we got to get to a point where we understand. Is there's plenty for all of us. Now, I'm not saying socialism, but we already live in a socialist
Yeah.
country. All these people want, well, we don't want no socialism. It's like,
Yeah.
what do you think Social Security is, dipshit? What do you think? What do you think the police department is? What do you think the fire department is?
Yeah.
What do you think your roads are? What do you think? I mean, it's like you live in a socialist country. I'm sorry, people. You do live in a socialist country.
Yep.
You can say you don't. There's not capitalism here. There's crony capitalism.
Yeah.
There's insider trading that goes on a daily basis. Wall Street's crooked as fuck. I mean, you've got crooks running everything. And so I think what it comes down to is that the working man and woman,
yeah,
the working human beings, the people that are actually turning the wheels in this country, we need to wise up. And we need to come together.
yeah,
And we need to cross the fences, and we need to, we need to shake our neighbor's hand, even if they have the wrong hat on.
yeah,
I mean, it's not about the hat you wear.
Yeah.
It's about the life you live.
exactly.
And when it gets down to it, when you talk to people from different backgrounds, and you talk to people that don't look like you, and you
Yeah.
talk to people from different religions and any number of backgrounds or whatever, when you actually talk to somebody,
Yeah.
you understand that everybody's trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
They want to raise good kids.
Yep,
They want to live a decent life.
Yep.
They want to be comfortable. They want to be healthy.
yep,
I mean, think about the amount of money. I mean, I can't even imagine with your kids how much, you spend
Yeah.
on insurance.
Well, thankfully, my kids are under the same insurance that I am, which is like they're on the government insurance. So
Yeah.
I don't pay anything for insurance.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the cost of insurance is just
Oh my
ridiculous.
God.
And it's the biggest scam there is out there. I mean, the only reason we don't have single payer is because of the health insurance companies, because those guys they're not going to make their money? What?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Oh my God.
I mean, you look at all the money, think about it. I mean, $300 million a day for 20 years. $2.26 trillion on a war that we're walking away from, probably worse than when we started.
Exactly.
And think about what that $2.26 trillion would have done for the American people. Think about what it would have done for homelessness. Think about what it would have done for cancer research.
Yeah.
Think about what it would have done for education. I mean, so many different facets that would have helped our people in a legitimate way. No, instead, we send kids over there to do atrocious things, and they come back with PTSD.
Yeah.
They commit suicide at a rate of 22 a day. We lose 2,300 of them just in Afghanistan. We just lost some today.
Yeah.
So we pulled out, and now we're back, and we lose.
Exactly.
We lose more troops, and my heart goes out. Rest in peace to those military folks that passed away today. I mean, you all showed bravery by going back there and trying to right a wrong that our jackass president, basically is responsible for. And to your families and and the families of the Afghanis and all those people that lost their lives today. There's 60 people lost their lives today. It's just, I just shake my head about it, because it's just, I don't know how you put it in perspective and how you justify that.
You can't.
There's no justification for it. There's no justification for 2,300 people in the United States military losing their lives over there. There's no justification for the countless Afghanis that lost their lives over there. And there's no reason why we shouldn't have been able to go in there and in a matter of a couple of months just wipe up the whole damn hillsides with those Taliban.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. They're fighting a bunch of ding-dongs in dresses.
Yeah.
I mean, look at our military.
Yeah.
Look at the training they go through. What kind of training has the Taliban gone through? They can't do jumping jacks. I mean,
I stand behind that 100%.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, we should have been able to go over there and just taken them out and been done with them.
Yeah.
Been like, you dudes are done.
We could do that in a couple of months, and then that's it.
And it doesn't have anything to do with being Muslim either, because those guys they do not represent anything I know about anybody that I know who is of the Islamic faith and religion. Because everybody that I know that is Islamic or Muslim, they're wonderful people.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to prison with so many guys that were Muslim, and they, I mean, these dudes, straight up, really, really solid human beings. I don't care what they happen to believe or who they pray to. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. It's like, what kind of person are you? And I never saw anything other than good human beings.
No, it's the same way. I met
good human beings.
I met the first Arab people when I went to Miami, and then I was like, wow. It's like, because they followed their religion so well that I was like, holy shit. I mean, these guys actually live by the religion that they're preaching. It's like,
right. And the thing is I mean, and I've said this on the podcast before, but I mean, one of the greatest kindnesses I've ever been given by anybody in my life came from an imam in a chapel in a prison.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do what he did for me.
Yeah.
And he really helped me out in a very difficult time. And I mean, when that happened to me, my perception of all of it changed. I mean, I was never, underneath everything, I think I probably did have some, I was like, I don't know about these, but then after that happened.
Yeah.
And I mean, and thank you, Jamal. It was one of the kindest things ever. So I don't know if you'll ever hear this, but I really do, to the bottom of my heart, appreciate what you did for me, man, because that was a real solid stand-up thing, man. And you've got my utmost respect, forever for that. And I mean, honestly, I'll never say anything bad about a person because they're of the Nation of Islam or Muslim. I will say something bad about the Taliban and these guys though that are raping people and murdering people. And it doesn't matter if you're Taliban. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
If you're a rapist, murdering piece of shit, I don't care what religion you profess to be, you are that.
Yeah.
It does, and so it's got nothing to do with religion to me. Nothing at all. It has to do with values and morals and just being a decent person.
Exactly.
And if you can't do that, I don't care what religion you are. It don't matter.
Fuck you. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
so simple.
Exactly. So,
And you deserve to get it, and I hope you do.
and you know, that's not to say that maybe there aren't some, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are some decent dudes in the Taliban. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you'd be associated with some group like that but you know, I mean,
It's like, I don't know, and I don't want to know.
I don't either. I don't care. I mean, to me, it's like, you know, who you run with is what you are. I mean, who you associate yourself with is what you are. And if, and that's what concerns me about all those 300,000 Afghani National Guard that just dropped their weapons and everything and just ran away. It's like they're going to end up either in the Taliban or ISIS or Al Qaeda, or they're going to end up dead.
Yeah.
They might just use them as examples. And I don't know how 75,000 people can run a country of 40 million.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But think about this. We got what? Maybe 1,000 in Washington, D.C. that run a country of 333 million, and we let them do it to us.
Yeah.
So I guess you could see how that could happen.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time for a wake-up call, people. Maybe it's time to pull your heads out of your asses and see what the fuck is going on around here. Because regardless of the fact that you get to go to soccer practice and ballet and dance group and fucking Parcheesi class or whatever the fuck it is you're doing, you know, it's all just a fucking bunch of smoke and mirrors. And you sit there and you vote partisan, argue with one another about what hat you wear.
Yeah.
Worry about your fucking yard, you know, what kind of car you're driving. And then we got things like this that are happening.
Yeah.
You've got people that are going to be coming in this country in droves that have nothing. They've got the clothes on their back and they're good people. They're good folks. They just want a chance to live a decent life. And you're going to have these people fucking going, we don't want no more goddamn refugees. And you've got the southern border as a mess. I mean, there's so much going on right now and people are just so dumb, and it doesn't matter. You watch Fox News, CNN, whatever. It's like, you know, you need to get outside that box. Yeah. And you need to take a more humanitarian look at what the fuck is actually going on. And it doesn't have to do with pronouns or fucking offended college kids or crying rooms in colleges or, you know, little babies. It has to do with being a human being and being a decent one at that. I don't give a shit. You want to be a woman, be a woman. Yeah. You want to be a man and you're whatever. I don't care. Okay. I do not care. But like I said, I'm not going to call you Xi Jiang, Xi Jiang. You want to be, you know, if you're fucking Mike and you want to be Michelle, then guess what? I'll call you fucking Michelle. I don't give a shit. Yeah. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. It doesn't whatever. If it makes you feel good, then that's fine. Yeah. I don't care, but I'm not going to play this identity politics and do this woke fucking bullshit because nobody who's woke, what's woke even mean? I mean, it's grammatically incorrect. You would be awake. Exactly. Thank you. And you lost your language at 31 years old, and here you are. You know that. Right? I mean, that's what I've always argued. It's like, what's this woke shit? We don't even know how to speak our own language. I mean, I've been saying that since this whole shit came out. I'm like, wouldn't you call yourself being awake? Instead of woke? Maybe we need to start something called awake instead of woke. Hashtag awake. I think maybe we should. Maybe we'll start that up. Yeah. Hashtag awake. Right? I mean, really, it might, who knows, man? It could go viral. Hashtag awake, yo. Not woke. Oh, my God. Learn English. Learn something. I don't give a shit what it is, even if it's wrong. Unless it's being woke.
Before we go anywhere, it's just a quick reminder. I'm going to be gone halfway through December. Right. Halfway through January.
Yeah, and we're going to, So, Ricardo's going back to...
Mexico.
Yeah, he's going to Mexico City to visit his family.
Yep.
So we're going to do some remote podcasts between he and I down there, and that'll be really cool, because I am personally... I've always been interested in the culture of Mexico.
Yeah.
I took a lot of classes in college about the history of Mexico. Did a lot of studying on Mexico City and just the whole history of the country, and I've always found it very fascinating.
Yeah.
I think the people are absolutely incredible folks. For every person I've met from Mexico has
Yeah.
been incredibly giving, generous, kind,
Yeah.
funny. I mean, seriously, like,
Yeah.
I mean, like all the dudes that I've known from, south of the border have just been awesome people, and I've always been fascinated with the culture, and
You know what makes
I'd
me
love
laugh?
to go to Mexico
Yeah.
City too. I'd
Oh,
love to
yeah.
go down there and check it out sometime.
No,
I mean,
we have to do that.
yeah,
Once this
just to
pandemic
see the
shit-
murals,
yeah.
murals. Oh my God. I mean,
Yeah. No,
amazing.
but this is the funny part. Once this pandemic shit clears up, it'll be time to do that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and hopefully
Whenever-
it does.
Yeah.
My concern is that they're just going to keep on,
Yeah.
and nobody really knows what's going on with
Yeah.
all that mess. I don't know. I mean, if you've got vaccinated and you're feeling good for you.
Yeah.
My standpoint on it, like I've said, is, hey, you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. If you don't do it.
Yeah.
If the vaccine really works, then there's no reason you should be concerned about the people that didn't get it. And, and if you didn't get it and it works and you get sick and something happens, then it's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, I accept that. I mean, I haven't got it. If something happens to me, then it's on me.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like if you think that, if you actually believe that the vaccine really works, then you shouldn't be concerned about what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
If you got it, you should be fine, right?
Yep.
You think? One would think.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got the polio vaccine, you were fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got the vaccine for the whatever it was, the Spanish influenza, right?
Yeah.
Should be fine. I don't know. I mean, it just baffles me.
Yeah.
And we need to fire the cookie gnome. I mean, he needs to go back to his Keebler tree. Him and Jeff Sessions should get a tree somewhere in Arkansas, and it should be just denoted the cookie gnome tree, and those two fuckers should have to live in it for the rest of their days.
Yeah.
Just put Fauci and Jeff Sessions in the fucking same tree and just here you go. You fuckers live in this tree.
Yeah.
You're going to make fudge stripes all day. And fucking, maybe the fucking little guys from fucking Rice Krispies will be up there with you too, I mean, he'll just put you all up there.
God.
Fucking do your little thing. Have your little tree,
Yeah.
Why not? I think it'd be funny. It'd be a good reality TV show. Hashtag awake. Oh, goddamn,
God.
I'm on one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. On that note, maybe we should just cut her down tonight.
Exactly.
All right. For the Mike Files, I am Mike File, the navigator, Mr.
Thank you,
Ricardo
guys.
Torres. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
We'll be back with you soon. May all be well with you. Be kind and do no harm. All right.
Exactly.
Peace out, y'all.
See you guys.
Love you.
I've been up all night trying to figure this out. I drank a half a bottle of whiskey, sat down on my couch. Couldn't believe what they were talking about when someone said they found you dead at your house. And how could this be true? I still needed you. I can't believe that I'll never see you. It must have been so bad I can't begin to even try to explain what you've been through. There's no way out, only a way through. more. I miss you. I will always love you. You will always hold a space in my heart. This song is for you.